a fairly common question or statement I get quite a bit when I'm in live stream is I've had a lot of people make the comment that I would love to become a truck driver. I would love to go to truck driving school, get my license, but I've had spinal surgery. I've had a fusion in my back. I've had a fusion in my neck. And that's a legitimate concern. People will say that I'm concerned about bouncing around in the truck. I'm concerned about getting jarred around while driving or sitting for extended periods of time. And I understand that. That is a very legitimate thing to be concerned about. And these people that say that have no idea typically my background. I've had 2 spinal surgeries. I've had a lower back fusion, L4, L5, L5S1, lumbar and sacrum. That was 13, 14 years ago, somewhere around there. I don't quite remember. It's been a while on that one. A couple of rods, and a few screws. That was a result of a cracked vertebrae. My second surgery was about almost 2 years ago. That was in my neck. I had 3 massively herniated discs. No idea how I did it. The first surgery, the cracked vertebrae, was a result of trauma from an accident on a bicycle. Used to do competitive mountain bike. The herniated disc, not sure how the heck I did that. No idea what the mechanism of injury was. But I have a couple rods and a few screws in my neck as well. So I get it. ACDF surgery, or the anterior cervical discectomy and fusion. It's definitely not easy sometimes being a truck driver with that. It can be a challenge. You are bouncing, you are getting jarred around. Best thing you can do is stretching, just things to try to stay loose, walk. But ultimately, you know your body better than anyone. You know if the movement and getting bounced around is going to cause you problems or not. Now, if you do decide to become a truck driver, you decide to do this, it will hurt. There's no sugarcoating that. You're always going to be in some level of pain. You learn to adapt. You just kind of get used to it. The strongest thing I'll take on occasion is Advil. Rather simple. Don't do it very often, but there are times where it does hurt to the point that you want to take a little bit of something just to try to take the edge off the pain a little bit. So it's one of those, yes, it's going to hurt, but it can be worth it. You can get used to it. You can do things to help keep yourself loose. You just have to listen to your body. Don't push beyond your limits. The last thing you want is for the hardware to come loose. You get scar tissue around the surgery area, you get screws that come loose, or you break rods or whatever. You know, it does limit your mobility, it does limit your flexibility, but it does get a little bit easier with time. I am mostly flexible, relatively speaking. You know, I have 2 rods and I think it's 6 screws in my lower back, and then 2 rods and I'm not sure how many screws in my neck, but I do have, you know, pretty decent flexibility. But I've had a lot of time to get used to it. I've learned how to move. I've learned how not to move. So it's just one of those things that, listen to your body, and if you decide you can do it, you're going to have to learn how to stay flexible. You're going to have to learn how to manage pain. You're going to have to just kind of learn how to deal with it, I guess. And that can be a challenge. But it is doable. It is definitely doable. So don't think just because you've had a spinal surgery, you can't do this job, because you possibly could. It all depends on you. It all depends on your individual circumstance, and you know your body, so just listen to it. But don't let the spinal surgery be a end all for you. It doesn't necessarily mean that your life is over. you just have to learn to adapt and do things a little bit differently.